Good morning, everybody that isn't here yet. Hello, Vilas. Good to see ya. Oh, I decided to move my chair because where I was sitting didn't make sense. Hi, Erin. Good to see you. Welcome, friends. I'm still getting ready, so please bear with me. I'm so excited to interview my friend. I'm very excited to interview him. So, hi, Ma Dukes. Good to see you. Mr. Hee Hee, I'm so happy to see you, my friend. So good to see you. So I have to remember what I'm doing next. I really am very prepared for this. Like, I've been working really hard on it and I've been doing a bunch of stuff, but I'm still like, there's still stuff to do. But yeah, I'm so excited to talk to my friend. So hello all and welcome. I apologize. I can't listen to music right now because I only have one device. All right, I got you, Mr. Hee Hee. Adib, good to see you, my friend. Benjamin Britton, good to see you. Hi, Sant.
Pax, how you doing?
I'm all right. How are you doing?
I'm all right. A little sleepy still, but I'm all right. I'm on the West Coast, just waking up.
You're on the West Coast?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
You,
I am, I'm currently in West Virginia, so. Life Beyond
nice.
Belief, welcome. Mr. Hee Hee, you said pull, please. Does that mean that you would like to, oh, here we go. Mr. Hee Hee, welcome.
Yeah, I was the first one to pull. Good morning. How are you, Bucks?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You can come up, Madukes. What's weird though is I can't see anybody. I can only see myself, and then like half of me, and then half black screen. So I actually don't even know who's. I can hear voices, but I can't see anything. Oh,
It's
now I can
just
see
me
it.
and Adib. It's just me and Adib, and now Madukes came in.
All right, I see it now. Madukes made it magic.
I
Welcome.
fixed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Madukes has her touch.
Yeah, I have my touch. But Abuanas is on his way. So let's everybody share, and tap. Get the live out and push the live. This will be good. Adib, you too. You have fingers,
How do you know, my Dukes?
Okay, well then use your nubs. Use your nubs you have.
How are you, Bucks? Tell me what's up. How are you? On the life perspective, how are you doing?
I'm sorry, Mr. Hee Hee, I missed the first part of what you said.
I'm saying, how you doing?
Oh, I exist in America, and it's tricky, but I'm great today, and I get to talk to my friends, so I'm so excited.
Free America.
Yeah, it's not about that today, but Lord love you, we need it. We're not
Yeah.
today.
You're gonna hear some interesting stories today. Be ready.
Yeah, Pax Abuanas is here.
Yay! Okay, up on this.
تعال يا ختيار اطلع.
He's at his friend's house so he could use the internet, so let's hope the connection is good.
Hopefully.
السلام عليكم.
اهلا.
وعليكم
وعليكم
السلام.
السلام. هلا بالشيخ ابو انس.
يسعدك ربنا. باكس how are you؟
So good to see you, my friend.
أديب أخبارك؟
I love you,
براء.
brother.
هلا حبيبي ابو انس، هلا بالغالي.
يلا
يا هلا هلا
بدنا
بالصوت
بس
الحلو.
واحد قبل ما نبدأ اللقاء
قول.
بدي صوت يرعد رعد. مادوكس.
Abu Anas.
مدوكسية.
Thank you.
Don't
خلاص
record.
شرف.
Max, do not record this.
Don't say shut up. No.
One. No two, one. أبو أنس one بس.
No. Twice.
I'm gonna get my
Maria.
headphones really quick. Y'all keep talking.
إن شاء الله الكل بخير.
الحمد لله. كيفك انت ابو انس؟
Okay, share, tap.
حبيب
Everybody
قلبي الله
get the live.
يسعدك.
Push the
أخبارك يا
live.
أديب؟ طمنا عنك.
Hello, Maria.
والله الحمد لله يا ابو انس. الحمد لله، عاجبني صوتك اليوم عاجبني
الله
صوتك
يسعدك.
كثير.
وين يا عم اليومين ما شفتك؟ الله يسعدك. بحب دائما هيك ابسط الاخرين واخش هيك بنفس ارفع معنويات الاخرين، مع انه انا محتاج حد يرفع لي معنويتي.
الله يسعدك الله يسعدك. ان شاء الله قريبا.
حبيبي الله يكرمك.
كل
All right, everybody. So for as far as gifts go to Abu Anis, W's for everybody else. Um, yes, please gift my friend Abu Anis. So do you think that I should wait a little bit more for some people to show up?
Tap.
Maybe
Do you have mods in here?
you know what? I only have one mod and they are coming, but I don't see them here yet. So let me
If
mod
you
you
want to
really
make
quick.
me a mod quick,
Yeah, I
and then
will
I'll
mod
get
you.
that pig out of here.
Oh, there's somebody in here. Yep. Can you comment,
I want it.
Madukes?
بدي اخرج وارجع تاني، بدي اعمل طيران، بلاش حد يرن علي واحنا في اثناء
Yeah,
اللقاء.
Pat, right here.
Thank you.
Okay,
I got you.
Abu Anas wants to leave the live, and he wants to put his phone in airplane mode and just connect to Wi-Fi so nobody calls him to interrupt the thing. Okay,
Oh, sounds good.
just give him like
One
2 minutes.
minute, 1 minute.
All right, Madukes, you are a super mod.
Okay, let me get this thing out of here. Okay. All
So
right.
Pax,
everybody tap and share.
I was-
Adib, you're supposed to be nubbing the screen. Nub the screen.
Yeah. So Pax, I was talking to. I'm
في
tapping on
صوت؟
sharing.
صوت تمام؟
تمام سامعينك.
So
تمام.
Pax,
بديش حد يرن علي وانا في اللقاء
انا سويت
عشان
نفس الشيء على
ما
فكرة.
خربطش
انا اوريدي مسوي
الدنيا.
نفس انا
إيه؟
اوريدي سويت نفس الشيء، نفس ما انت سويت.
افضل عشان محدش يقطعنا، خلي الامور تكون ماشيه ان شاء الله.
ان شاء الله.
بدهم افتح فيديو ولا كيف، ولا على الصوت فقط؟
Do you want video Pax or just his voice?
Uh, I would prefer video, but if it's going to be more stable without it, I would prefer just voice. Does that make sense?
بتقول لك يا بتقول لك هي بتفضل فيديو، بس اذا الفيديو راح يضاعف النت خليك على الصوت.
نحن لا نهاب الا من الله.
He's saying that I'm not scared.
فقط.
I'm only scared from God. So don't worry. I'm gonna open the video. بقول لك love to you about.
See how he's not scared from me.
Shut up and listen.
Abu Anas.
نورت يا خال.
نورك
يا هلا
البلغم عبا صوتي يا ابو انس.
ايه اوعى يا حبيبي، عايزينك مش شارحين بعد اللقاء، الله يرضى عليك.
لازم اشرب لي كاسة شاي عشان البلغم يروح.
يا
Abu Anis,
أديب.
it's so. Oh,
Yes.
Abu Anis, it is a delight to see your face, my brother.
بتقول لك انا سعيده جدا اني اشوف وجهك يا اخوي.
ثانك يو. أنا كمان والله سعيد
He
جدا
said, me
جدا،
too.
يعني هذا شرف إلي إنه أعمل مقابلة معك.
It's an honor for me to be interviewed by you, Pax.
Wonderful. Do you want to get started?
بدك تبلش بتقول لك؟
توكل على الله. تمام.
Go ahead.
Perfect. All right. And Adib, are you set? Or Mr. Hihi, are you the one that's translating?
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, we're gonna team it because his Arabic, when translating from English to Arabic, is better than mine. So we're gonna do it both ways. So
Okay, cool.
we're gonna be backing each other up to make sure the translation comes across properly.
Yes.
Wonderful. I'm so
Yeah,
happy to hear that because it's so
you got it.
important that it gets through. So,
You
all
got
right.
it.
I'm going to start with the first question. Um, oh, and everybody, I just want to introduce my friend Abu Anis. He lives in North Gaza. He's a super cool dude. I'll let him tell his story though. So, the first question is, uh, oh, and also, do you want to translate that stuff for Abu Anis, or should I just wait for the question?
Yeah, sure. Abu Anas, do you want to translate it to Arabic, you mean? Okay, sure.
Well, like the stuff that I say that's not to him, should you still translate it to him? Does that make sense?
أبو أنس. باكس بتحكي. أنا بحب أعرفكم على أبو أنس اللي من شمال غزة. هو شخص رائع، شخصيته حلوة. يعني متفاعل مع الناس بشكل عام، بحب يضحك، بحب يمزح، وبس هذا اللي حكي.
ثانك يو باكس. ثانك يو.
Wonderful. All right. So, what's something you've had to do to survive that you never imagined you'd have to?
First question. أبو أنس بتقول لك السؤال الأول، إيش أكثر إشي سويته في مرحلة اللي هو اللي حكيت لك عنه، اللي هو انك تقدر تعيش تكمل حياتك، ما تخيلتش حالك انك توصل لهالمرحلة تسويه.
طب يعني الحياة والحاجة، الله يمسيكم بالخير جميعا، وهذا شرف إلي إنه أتواجد معكم وفي لقاء أخونا باكس، يعني راسي من فوق، وأخ صديق وحبيب منذ بداية الحرب تعرفت عليه. واللهم صل على النبي. طبعا يعني الأشياء اللي كانت مهمة إلنا في حياتنا اللي هي الأشياء الطبيعية، ما كنا متوقعين إنه ناكل أكل الحمام مثلا على سبيل المثال، هذا ما كانش في التوقعات. ما ناكلش الأوساخ. يعني مرحلة الجوع اللي مرينا فيها هذه ما كانت في القاموس تبعنا نهائيا في هذه الفترة يعني.
Okay, Abu Anas is saying, first I want to say thank you, Pax, for introducing me here. And Pax, you are a good friend since the beginning of war. You are very special to me as one of the best supporters to our main cause. And thank you again to bring the truth to reality. So he's saying that to answer your first question, number one is that I never imagined myself to be hungry. That's number one, my whole life, because we've been living even through the past with the siege around Gaza, but we're still never got hungry because we have everything as food. But I never imagined myself to eat pigeons' food or pigeons, or actually animals. Sometimes animals' food in general. Sometimes we came to a point actually eating filthy, broken food, and we came to a point sometimes eating the worst, which is the poop, not the real poop, but not
Yeah.
the. Okay, اشرحها يا أديب. هاي
No,
هنا
no,
take.
no. It's important. I really like his answer, Pax, because first of all, he wanted everybody to know that this isn't something you just latched on. You've been here since the beginning, and I can attest to that because you've been with us since the beginning, and you've supported the Palestinian cause since the beginning. And for Mr. He was talking about the hunger. Like, never did they imagine that they would have to resort to eating pigeon food. Never did they have to resort that they would eat something that you would normally throw away. That's something that never ever crossed their mind, and that's the general of what he was Mr. He answered most of
Thank
it,
you, Adib.
but he
Thank you,
no,
Adib.
but it's important to get across that PAX isn't just coming on now. PAX has been with us from the beginning, and we know it. People in Gaza know it, and we appreciate what you're doing.
Wonderful. That you don't know how much that means to me because anyway, I don't have to go into it. Thank you. Um, and thank you. All right. The next question I will start. I just got this. I have this weird phone and I don't know how to open it.
Go ahead, take your time.
Okay. Hang on. Sorry. Okay. What's the hardest thing to explain to outsiders about your daily life right now?
ابو انس، السؤال الثاني، ايش اكثر اشي صعب مريت فيه بتحكيه للناس اللي برا غزة وبتمر فيه بشكل يومي؟
طبعا يعني أصعب حاجة يعني حاليا في الوقت، يعني اللي أصعب من النزوح ودمار البناية تاعتنا المكون من 8 طوابق طبعا، هو فقدان الإخوة والأحباء والأصدقاء. يعني أنا فقدت 3 من إخواتي، يعني كل شهرين كنت أفقد واحد منهم. طبعا جميعهم متزوجين وكل واحد معاه 4 أطفال. طبعا هذه يعني صعبة كتير كتير علينا. بضلهم في مخيلتي وأمامي على مدار الوقت، وبعمل يعني بقدر المستطاع الحفاظ على إرثهم الطيب وعلى سيرتهم الطيبة، و يعني بقدر المستطاع بقدر أحافظ على أولادهم وأعوضهم، رغم إنه عارف نفسي ما بقدر أعوض اللي كانوا يعملوا لهم الأبهات. يعني كنا متزوجين وعارفين إيش الأمور هاد، ولكن بحاول أعوضهم قدر المستطاع بعد فقدان إخواتي الثلاثة.
So he's saying during the daily, daily daily things that they go through every day through this war, through this genocide, is the G side. I'm sorry, we're on TikTok. I forgot. So he's saying that number one top priority, the worst thing feeling is that he had to lose his 3 brothers, and also in addition to the 3 brothers, I'm gonna talk a little bit about the brothers after I mention this. Is that they lost, they've been misplaced so many times, and they lost their main house building, which is 8 floors that they used the whole family live in. So going back to the brothers, so he lost 3 brothers in this war. So every 6 months, he loses one during the war. So now he lost 3 brothers. That all the 3 brothers are married. They were married and they have 4 kids at least. And he's trying to make sure right now to give his nephews and nieces the feeling that they did not lose their father. Their uncle is like almost their father, even though it's really tough. You'll never place a father place, but we try to make sure that they know that there is somebody to be behind them and support them. And I make sure that to mention my brothers all the time and and how good they were, and so the family and the kids knows that they didn't lose them. They lose them physically, but they're not gonna lose them mentally. Adib, do you think is there anything
No,
missing
no,
I
I
missed?
think I think I think you did a great job, but really the point that he was trying to make, yeah, the point that he was trying to make is that look, he's gone through a lot of destruction, lost a family home. It was a multi-story home, right? And lost, like, all of that happened, but on a daily basis, what he's constantly thinking about is not only how do I take care of myself and my family, but how do I take care of my brother's family? Because they had families and they're still around and they have to be taken care of. And he feels he feels that there was his responsibility too, but he knows, like Mr. He was saying that he can never replace what has been lost, but that doesn't mean he doesn't try every day, and that is the thing that weighs on him every day, is that his responsibility is a lot bigger now, and his family's a lot bigger right now.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you both. Thank all of you. Thank you. Um, so, also, there's a sort of a second question to this, which is, what do you think stops people from understanding?
ابو انس بتسالك سؤال، بتقول لك شو الاشي اللي بيخليك تعتقد انه الناس بطلت تهتم بهذا الموضوع، او اللي خلاهم بطلوا يفكروا بموضوع غزه او الموضوع اللي بصير فيكم. موضوع غزه.
شوي ابو انس، السؤال مش
عيد
بس
بالله ما
لحظه لحظه.
سمعتش الصوت
يا
قطع.
خليني اسالك
شو ما
اياه قد شكلي شوي.
شو مال السؤال؟
شو الاشي اللي حكيته؟ شوف اللي يعني الاشي اللي عم يجرب تفهم الناس، ليش بتفكر انه الناس ما عم بيجربوا يفهموا الاشي اللي عم يجرب تفهمهم؟
اوكي، هيك قصدها هي.
هيك
اوكي.
قصدها هي.
So perhaps you mean like why people are not understanding. We're trying to, okay, the people that we try to explain to them what's going on in Gaza and they are still not understanding. Why do you think? Is that what your question is? Why do you think they're still not understanding what's going on or what's
Yes.
happening?
Yeah.
بقول لك شو السبب، شو رأيك السبب اللي بخلي الناس مش راضية تفهم بعد كل اللي صار، مش راضية تفهم شو اللي بصير معكم؟
يعني الحقيقة إنه إحنا نفسنا يعني مش فاهمين إيش اللي بصير معنا. طبعا كل الحوارات اللي بتصير في قطاع غزة هي عبارة بالنسبة لنا عن مسلسل، لأنه إحنا لنا سنتين في مسلسل كاذب طبعا. هم طبعا بيعملوا كل الأمور هذه بالتعاون مع الأمريكان، ومتعاونة يعني مع دول أخرى مجاورة إلها، ولكن في الخفاء حقيقة. الاحتلال بيعمل كل حاجة بدون ما ينتبه لأي بشر أو لأي دولة أو
ولا أي قوانين
حاجز عنده.
اوكي،
ولا قوانين ولا شيء، يعني مش معتبر إنه في أصلا دول في العالم موجودة أو رؤساء في العالم.
So Abu Anas is saying, first, to answer your question, it's really hard to answer this question actually. He said, we ourselves, we still don't understand what's going on because it's so confusing that we've been through so many hardships through the war. But in the conclusion, the occupation uses the US and uses other hidden countries to manipulate to get what they want to do, which is unaliving people for no reason, because the main goal is actually to kick people and unalive people from Gaza. And they use any strategy. They don't respect any rules, any regulations, anything. They don't care about international laws. They don't care about humanity laws. They don't care about anything. So they do whatever they want to do in order to make us suffer and keep suffering.
Pax, that's a great question, actually. And I think in what he was trying to say also is that the other countries are helping and not realizing that they're helping a country. And they could realize it, we don't know. But in general, we live in the United States. We know how pumped up Israel was and how everybody used to think well of Israel. Now it's changing. But it's hard sometimes for a parent for their children to do something bad, and they just don't want to believe it. It's almost like Israel has a complete disregard for any humanitarian laws, and when they do break when people like Abu Anas are telling people just like refuse to believe it because this is their wonderful child that's supposed to be a good. It's kind of like hard for people to wrap their head around it. That's kind of the general idea of what was being said. But the main thing, the best thing I liked about his answer is like we actually don't know. Like we can't figure it out. Like what more do we have to do to let you know what's going on? You know what I mean? They don't know how to get this point across. They're trying their best, but it's hard for them to believe that people are watching this and not realizing what's going on.
Hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. I have a lot of hypotheses about this, but I was interested in his answer. So yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you. Um, so this next question is about possessions. After everything you've endured, how has your relationship to possessions changed? Is there something, and then, oh, so that's like the first question, and you don't have to do all of these, but is
That's
there
fine.
something you once thought was important that means nothing now, or something small that became precious?
ابو انس بتقول لك الملكيه، الاشياء اللي انت بتملكها بتحبها بعد الحرب. بعد الحرب. Give me a second. Give me a second. My son is popping in my head. Hold on.
بكمل عنك. السؤال اللي عم تسألك إياه يا أبو أنس، آم، يعني بدها تعرف إذا في إشي كنت مفكر إنه هو مهم، وهلأ لما صارت الحرب وخسرته وخسرت أشياء كتير، في إشي كنت تفكر إنه هو مهم وبطلت تفكر إنه هو مهم. يعني إذا رجع ولا ما رجع مش مهم، بس قبل الحرب يعني كنت تفكر إنه هو مهم.
كمان جزئيه، استنى ابو انس. ابو انس مش سامعينك. مش سامعينك. في كمان جزء انت حاطط ميوت يا ابو انس. بس دقيقه. وفي كمان سؤال اللي هو السؤال اللي بعده، اللي هو بتقول لك هل في إشي كان مش مهم وصار مهم بالنسبه لك؟ إشي صغير. بابا I'm talking on the phone. Please 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 please.
تمام. طبعا يعني في الوقت الحالي ما فيش أهم من الروح عشان الحياة تمشي، ونحافظ على ما تبقى من الموجودين من أطفال أو نساء أو باقي العائلة. تمام. هذا اللي احنا المهم عنا، ولكن كنا نعتقد انه الاشياء المهمة بالنسبة لنا اللي هو البيت اللي بيقوى الاسرة وحامي الكل، واملاكنا مثلا زي السيارة، الدراجة النارية، الاشياء الاخرى اللي زي هيك كنا نفكرها انها مهمة، كنا محافظين عليها يعني بقدر المستطاع. الواحد يتعامل في بيته زي الطفل، دائما ينظفه، دائما يلبسه، دائما يزينه. والسيارة كذلك، الموتوسيكل كذلك. أصبح إنه في خبر كان في الوقت الحالي، أصبح إنه في خبر كان يعني بطل بالنسبة لنا مهم. أجا إشي مهم بديل اللي هو الحفاظ على أرواح خصوصا الأطفال.
So he's
لأنه
saying that.
الاحتلال لأنه الاحتلال دمر كل شيء دون سبب. يعني ما دمر أشخاص معينة أو ناس معينين، أو هم اللي كانوا سبب الحرب أو الأمور هذه. لا، بالعكس، كان الاحتلال يضرب الحجر والشجر والبشر، سواء كبار السن سواء أطفال. يعني ما خلى ولا شيء اسمه إشي كان مهم.
So Abu Anas is saying that before the war, we used to enjoy being, owning stuff like cars, houses, motorcycles, whatever, TV, whatever, every item. We take care of our house like a baby. We clean it. We make it look nice. The same thing for the car. Same thing for the motorcycle. Same thing for anything that we used to own. But now, since all of that gone completely, our main position is to make sure that our kids, mainly kids, of course, family in general, but mainly kids, to stay alive, to keep them safe as much as we can. That's the most thing that is important for us as we own. That's the only thing we own. And since the occupation, the main target, as they claim, that is actually to get the H group. No, it's not the H group. It's not the resistance fighters. No, they actually got everything down: trees, buildings, cars, anything. So they targeted everything. So there is nothing to talk about actually. Did I miss anything, Adib?
No, no, but I really like in Arabic, it doesn't really translate well into English, but like they even destroyed rocks. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
rocks.
a
I was
rock,
gonna
a
say
rock in
rocks
the
too.
street. Like not just the elderly, not just the trees, not just the building. Like they even destroyed rocks. Like if there was a rock there, they targeted and broke it into pieces. It makes no sense what they did. But yeah, Just want to reiterate, none of this stuff really matters. It doesn't matter if you have a new paint job or a beautiful garden, like stuff that you used to take pride in, like your clean car, waxed, beautiful. None of that matters anymore. The only thing that matters is life, is the sanctity of life, how precious life is, and especially protect the kids. That's the most important thing right now. Everything else doesn't matter.
That's wonderful. Kids are my number one sort of thing that I care about too, and that's what I love so much about Abu Anas. Could you tell him that?
وهي كمان يا ابو انس بتقول انه الاطفال إلها يعني مهمين اكثر من اي اشي، وعشان هيك هي بتعزك وعارف يعني حكيك المضبوط، يعني عم بيجي. بتعرف انت ترجم يا ابو يا مصري، هي العربي تبعك احسن من العربي تبعي. تفضل
ابو
حبيبي.
انس بتقول لك انا كمان بحب الاطفال، وانا احد الاسباب الرئيسيه اني انا بحبك وبحترمك وحاب احكي عنك لانك انت شخص بتهتم في الاطفال وانا هاي مني، هاي بدي اضيفها مني. I want to add one thing also. The reason why I also like Abu Anas is that because if you have seen him in history during the war, he always creates events for kids. You know, that's
That's
another
my
thing that,
favorite thing.
yeah,
Yes, on Eid last year when he threw that party on the rooftop of that building that no longer
yeah,
exists.
yeah,
But when he threw that party for all those kids and they were all sitting there in their fancy clothes and he was giving them gifts that he had made a fundraiser to be able to purchase, like that that cemented it for me. Like he is the Mr. Rogers of North Gaza. Like, and Mr. Rogers is my favorite. Okay, that's enough. Sorry.
اوكي. ابو انس بتقول لك انه انا كثير انبسطت حتى لما شفت الاطفال على السطح في البنايه اللي راحت، وكيف مبسوطين وباخذوا هداياهم.
اه
يعني هذا إشي كثير حببني فيك كشخص، بس مش بس لانك من غزه، بس كشخص انت انسان بالاخر، وانسان مهتم ومهتم لفرح الاطفال. واكبر دليل انك انت بتعمل لهم حفلات اطفال، يعني احد الاشياء اللي انت عملتها
لل-
وركزت عليها اللي هي فرح الاطفال. لانه الاطفال بهيك حرب بدهم شيء يفرحهم، بدهم شيء يغير لهم جوهم، بدل ما هم يضلوا بس يفكروا يجيبوا اكل يدوروا على اشياء، بس حياتهم صارت زي حياه الكبار، فبدك تغير لهم جوهم. وبتقول انه انت مستر راجرز، طبعا هذا اديب بده يوضحه شو مستر راجرز. اديب انا ما حضرته هذا مستر راجرز.
هذا بتعرف بيطلع التلفزيون ابو انس، وواحد
شخص اسمه مستر راجرز معروف كأنه بامريكا.
معروف كتير بامريكا، يعني كان يطلع كل يوم على التلفزيون ويحكي مع اولاد صغار، وكان يعني يحكي مع، يعني كان يعملهن قيمه لما عشان تعرف مين مستر روجرز يعني. لما يحكي مع الاولاد كان يعملهن قيمه، ويعني ويسال السؤالات اللي بفكر انه هن بدهن يسالوه، ويحكي مع يعني مثلا يجيب ناس يعرفهم على الاولاد الصغار، يعني كان يعمل للاولاد الصغار قيمه، وحسوا حالهم انه هن حدا بفهم عليهن وحدا بحبهم، وناس اولاد صغيره، هلا صاروا كبار طبعا، بس كتير ناس بحبوه. وهي يعني هي لما بتشوف شو انت عم تعمل دائما بتتذكره لمستر روجرز.
لا مش بس هيك، سمتك انت مستر
اه
راجرز
مزبوط.
تبع غزه.
يا انت يعني
تبع غزه.
هذا الزلمه تبع
ايش
غزه.
ايش؟
انت مستر راجرز
اه
تبع غزه.
ايوه.
طب في جزئية بس بدي احكيها قبل ما تخش في ما يدخل في السؤال آخر. يعني بالنسبة للأطفال، يعني أنا طبيعي بحب الأطفال، يعني قبل ما أفقد إخواتي الثلاثة طبيعتي كنت أحب الأطفال وأحن على الأطفال. وفي فترة الحرب شاءت الأقدار ونزحنا وتبهدلنا، وكان المكان اللي أنا نازح فيه تقريبا يعني عشرات أو مئات الأطفال كانوا متواجدين في مكان النزوح اللي احنا فيه، وما حول المكان اللي أنا نازح فيه طبعا كانت فئة هذا اللي كنت أنا أستهدفها، يعني تحديدا، يعني بشكل عام الأطفال كنت أستهدفه، لكن كنت تحديدا الأطفال اللي كنت أستهدفهم وأرسم الابتسامة على وجه الطفل اللي كان فاقد الأب أو كان فاقد الأم أو فاقد الأب والأم. فبقيت
اوكي
يعني بقدر المستطاع أملئ الفراغ هذا اللي هم فقدوه،
ابو انس is
ولحد
saying
اللحظة يعني.
he's adding something. He's saying that you know, after I was misplaced to some places, one of the places I was misplaced to, there was a big community of kids, like hundreds of kids around me. So I was focusing on kids in general. But my main focus is on the kids that the orphans, basically, the ones who lost their dads, or the ones who lost their moms, or the ones who lost both. So he wants to fill this gap for them, to make them feel like there is a dad somewhere, even if it's a stranger dad. But this stranger dad is actually supporting you, trying to make you feel happy. يقول لك كل الحب.
Yeah, that's
وانا صراحة صوتك رجع الميوت. ايوه
انا
بس
بس
خليني
عامل
بس
كتم عشان
قبل ما
الدوشه اللي برا.
بس اتاكد من شغله يا اديب.
لا Mr.
ابو انس
He.
ابو انس بخاطبها كذكر، احنا لازم نخاطبها كذكر ولا كأنثى ولا ايش نخاطبها عشان ما نخربطش؟
كذكر
ذكر
كذكر
يا
ذكر. طيب انا لاني عم sorry Pax if I'm using she, I don't know
oh
is it she or they or
I use he him actually. Sorry.
him. Okay,
Yeah,
my bad.
no worries.
If I did any mistakes, I'm sorry.
Oh, I got you. No worries. Um,
Next.
so okay, next. Perfect. Okay. What's something about your personality or passions that people wouldn't guess just from seeing you in this situation?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Sure. What's something about your personality or passions that people wouldn't guess just from seeing you in this situation?
ايش
Yep.
في شيء بشخصيتك يا ابو انس وكمل اديب كمل اذا أنا نسيت الجزء. ايش في شيء بشخصيتك يا ابو انس الناس ما بتنتبه له، او شيء بي ما بتنتبه له لانك موجود في غزه، او يعني شيء اتغطى عليه بسبب انه انت موجود في وضعك في غزه، شيء
لا
بشخصيتك.
يعني بس السؤال غير شكل شوي يا مستر هي.
عادي
السؤال
عادي
اللي
احكي.
يا لا السؤال اللي عم تسأله أبو أنس، شو في إشي يعني الناس ما بتعرفوا عنك عشان أنت بالوضع هذا؟ يعني إحنا بنعرف عنك أشياء كتير، بس شو الناس اللي ما بتعرف؟
مظبوط.
يعني شو بتحب عندك هوايات عندك، شو الناس ما بتعرف عنك؟ يعني السؤال عشان أنت بالوضع هذا وتحب تحكي للناس عنك يعني.
يا ابو انس انت حاط ميوت.
يا مش
ابو
سامعينك
انس
يا أبو أنس.
حاط ميوت انت.
طبعا بشكل عام والله شويه يا نيازي. بشكل عام يعني الواحد كان عنده مخيلات كثيره ما قبل الحرب، لانه احنا من ما قبل الحرب منذ السنين
ثانك يو.
واحنا بنسمي حالنا انه احنا في سجن، سجن كبير اللي هو في قطاع غزة. يعني لا بنقدر لا نطلع نسافر او نروح على اماكن تانية، مغلق علينا من كل الامور يعني. فكان يعني كان نفسي يعني اروح اطلع برا اسافر، اعلم اولادي برا زي هالناس اللي ما بتتعلم. طبعا حد بيقدر يعمل الاشياء هاد الا اللي عنده مال. يعني كنت حابب انه اشوف اولادي لهم مناصب كويسه، تعليم كويس، حياه كريمه، مش الحياه اللي عاشها والدي او عاشتها انا وشافوها اطفالي. بالعكس هم يعني ما عاشوا شيء، يعني ما شافوا شيء في الحياة في سنهم. يعني ابن عمره 22 سنة أو 23 سنة وبنتي كذلك، وكلهم طلاب جامعات، لا كملوا دراسة ولا شافوا أيام حلوة. يعني كان الواحد عنده أحلام كتير بدك الصحيح. وزي ما قلت لك يعني هو الواحد بهمه حياة أولاده هي فوق كل حاجة. اللي يشوفهم أفضل الناس وأحسن الناس ومتعلمين أحسن علام زي ما بنسمع وبنشوف برا.
So I'm gonna translate, and if I miss the point, Adib will cover. So Abu Anas was saying that you know, before the war, and you know, Gaza was on siege for 14 years before the war, so nobody can leave Gaza easily. Actually, you need a lot of approvals and a lot of processes situation to leave. But one of his hobbies and main goals and main things that he wanted to do is actually travel and see the world outside of Gaza. and also to take his kids to actually study outside abroad, like in universities, because most of his kids are right now in university. But
Mhm.
the only university they went to is the one in Gaza, and he wants them to actually go outside because it's part of our culture. I'm speaking now on behalf of because I'm a Palestinian too originally. Is that most of our parents actually they do support us to go study outside abroad, even if you have the option to study in our countries. But when you go study outside, you actually learn a lot, and you learn about cultures, and you learn about how to be a responsible person, and you learn new languages and new things that you never imagined that you're going to be learning. So he wants to do that. Actually, that's one of the things that people don't know about me during the war, because I'm only talking about war and challenges through the daily life. But yeah, that was one of the things I wanted to do. I actually really, really wish that I can leave Gaza and take my kids to whatever country it is, just to, change their perspective about them, seeing other countries other than Gaza. Adib, is she missing?
No, no, it's not. I just want to kind of contribute to what you said. I think you did a great job. They knew before when they lived in Gaza that they lived in an open air prison. Everything about their life was controlled by their enemy. You know, we talked, in the past we've talked about food and other things. They knew that. And even in that open air prison, there was people that would do better than others, and they would have the ability to send their kids, like you said, it's in our culture to, if we're doing well, we invest in our kids. We love, and he's saying, I love, that's the most important thing to me, is to make sure that my kids are taken care of. And one of his dreams was not only for him to travel, but also to send his kids out to learn, to go to school. He didn't want them to live the life that his father lived and that he lived. He wanted them to have better. And that's that's really he never he with everything that's going on, that always kind of gets lost. And by the way, Pax, I got to tell you, you're asking some excellent questions. You did a great job prepping for this. I'm so proud of you right now. Good job.
Thank you. This is my first interview, so I wanted to do a really good job. Well, and it's so important. I love this man, so I want to do it right?
Yeah, and so far you're doing great.
Perfect. Thank you. All right.
Thanks. I mean, if you can continue doing this as a content on your TikTok, like interviewing people from Gaza, that's actually nice.
I would really love to do that. I
Because you're
Abu
doing
Anis
good
is
so
not the
far.
only voice I want to feature, but
Oh
he
yeah, yeah,
was,
but I mean,
yeah.
your questions are right on the spot. They hit the spot.
Well, I don't care about what the media is t talking to people about. Like, the media isn't talking to the people on the ground. They're talking about the people on the ground, and I just don't care. I want to hear about it from people that are experiencing it.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. بنحكي لها يا
Uh,
ابو انس انه اسئلتها كانت قويه جدا وعلى الوجع، ويعني نتمنى انها هي بتقول هي اول مقابله الي، قلنا لها بنتمنى انك تكملي على هذا الموال مع الناس من غزه شخصيا، هيك بتعملي اويرنس لكل العالم، لانه هم بشكل عام الاخبار بيركزوا على الحرب، ما بيركزوا على الاشخاص شو بيعانوا.
هي خلصت أسئلة يا براء؟
No, لسه. I think you have more questions, right?
yes, I do. Okay.
Okay.
So, here we go. If you could show the world one thing about Palestinian life that isn't in the news, what would it be?
اذا بدك تفرجي العالم على إشي بحياة الفلسطينية بشكل عام، مش ولا عمره انذكر في الأخبار ولا في الميديا ولا في الإشي، إيش هو؟ إيش ممكن يكون؟ إشي مش الناس ما بتعرف. العالم طبعا مش الفلسطينية، إحنا فلسطين نعرف، بس العالم.
طبعا غير الأشياء اللي بتكون واضحة لبعض الدول أو بعض القنوات الإخبارية اللي هو تدمير المنازل، نسف. طبعا كله عندهم مبرر وعندهم حجة أنه تم تدمير لأنه في مخربين، تم قصف السيارة لأنه في مخربين. ولكن لحديت يوم أمس نزلوا في أخبار هارتس، يعني أخبار طبعا معتمدة للقنوات الإسرائيلية، وما فيش عنده خطوط حمراء. يعني الدولة ما بتقدر تعمل لها إشي لأنه هي بتحكي الحقائق. آه، يعني بالناطق الإسرائيلي طبعا مسؤول في جيش الدفاع كان بحجة، يعني نزل خبر بحجة دخول المساعدات الأمريكية، تمام، كان معنا أمر بإطلاق النار على جميع المدنيين حتى نحن نعلم أن ليس لديهم أسلحة. كانوا يوميا يقتلوا وما زالوا لحتى اللحظة، يعني اليوم 90 شهيد، اليوم 90 شهيد، كل يوم من 50 ل 80 ل 90 شهيد، هذا يوميا. غير هيك القصف واطلاق النار من قبل الكواد كابتر، هذه مستلطين على اللي هو خيام النازحين، بيجوا بينزلوا قنبله صغيره على قماش، تمام، يعني على خيمه زي هذه مثلا، هاي خيمه، تمام، شريطه مش خيمه حجر او شيء، بتلاقوا بس بينزلوا قنبله ما يقارب 20 30 خيمه، كل اللي فيها يا بيستشهدوا يا بيصيبهم اعاقه يا اما بيصيروا مصابين. يعني عندهم القتل في كل مكان وفي كل وقت، ما فيش عندهم حواجز للامور هذه. يعني يوميا حجة المساعدات بيتم فيها القتل عمدا ومخطط له من الامريكان، اللي هي عملت حجة المساعدات الامريكية في الجنوب او في الشمال او في الوسطى، في كل مكان، ولكن هذا كان مخطط لازديادة عدد الشهداء في قطاع غزة. هذا كان بديل عن قصف المنازل. طبعا لقوا حجة ثانية المساعدات، فايش لقوا رؤية افضل من هيك اللي هو قتل المدنيين. وهذا الكلام طلع من مسؤول كبير في جيش الاحتلال، انه معهم امر من مسائيل كبار انه يتم قتل المدنيين قبل دخول المساعدات لهم، وهم بينتظروا في المساعدات.
So he was saying that the thing that I want to mention that what he mentioned is actually negative, is not positive about the Palestinian life, is that the occupation. Again, the occupation, what people don't know about this is actually the occupation are willingly and don't care. They are willingly to unalive any person. We all know that, but not everybody knows that. Like we know on the live because we've been watching this through TikTok and social media through the past 2 years. But in reality, now they actually telling you that how bad they are. They actually don't care about international laws, and they mentioned it. So the Haaretz, it's a very well-known magazine in the occupation land. This magazine is actually very well protected by the government. They can say whatever the heck they want, to even if it's against them, against the occupation's policy. So one of the main generals of defense in ITF actually said that, we did create this aid areas by the support of the U.S. aid, organizations. Actually, we did it just to keep unaliving people more, because we know how many people come to pick up their aid. We actually targeted them, willingly to make sure that they're unalive. We know that they're just coming for aid, and we actually know. We're not saying that they might be carrying any weapons, but we actually know they don't have anything on them. They're just humans walking with their shoes just to come get food and leave, and they're not part of the group that we're targeting. And that's why we are actually targeting them, so we can make sure that we're getting civilians. So basically, they actually claimed this by their own tongue to the media, to the main media. And Haaretz, actually, the magazine, mentioned it clearly about how bad they are. So it's a
Yeah.
negative point that he mentioned. I don't know if I missed anything, Adib.
Yeah. No, but what he- really what the point of to answer your question exactly is what is that there is no red lines. This is something that the media isn't reporting. What the media reports is basically, the excuses and the reasons what they're doing, but there is really no red lines. when they say they unalive this because there was an H group member there, none of that is true. And some of that, the fact that there is actually no red lines, but to prove that, to prove that there is no red lines, now small things are starting to leak out, like Mr. Hehe was saying, that they're now saying that they're deliberately targeting people that are unarmed, like that Haaretz article. But really, what we're not seeing in the media is, hey, look, these guys have no red lines. They'll shell anybody. They'll unalive anybody. There is no red lines. That's what we got to let people know. There is no red lines, and the media isn't reporting it that way. The media is spinning it again in the thinking that they're doing it because of this reason or that reason, but
Or
in reality,
whatever
there is no
self-defense
red
is.
lines. Yeah,
We keep saying self-defense, self-defense.
right.
Oh, that's the worst. Ugh.
Yep, yep.
Oh,
Yeah. How do you call self-defense on a civilian? An unarmed
yeah.
civilian. I mean, with the technologies they have, how would you call that a self-defense? You can tell that this person is unarmed.
Yeah, they just wanted an excuse.
Yep.
Um, and they've watched the Marvel movies too many times. All right. Um, okay. So, what's something you're afraid people will forget about what's happening?
ايش في اشي يا ابو انس خايف انه الناس تنساه باللي عم بيصير؟ ابو انس
عيد عيد.
بتقول لك ايش في اشي خايف انه الناس تنساه باللي عم بيصير حاليا بالاخر سنتين، خايف انه الناس خلاص تنساه تماما. شو هو؟
طبعا يعني احنا ما بدنا ينسوا المعاناة والنكبة اللي عشناها، اللي هي القضية الفلسطينية، وخصوصا يعني في قطاع غزة من مجازر على مدار السنتين، والله يعلم وقتاش تخلص. يعني اللي بطلب أنا منهم إنه يضلهم مستمرين حتى ويتمسكوا في الموقف هذا، مش يحاولوا، يضلهم متمسكين فيه لحديت ما يتم إعلان لدولة فلسطين، عشان نضمن حياتنا الكريمة زي باقي الدول. وبطالب كمان يعني إنه يتضامنوا مع بعض وينزلوا بوسترات واعلانات واحتجاجات بانهاء الحرب، لانه الحقيقه يعني اذا ما صار يعني استشهادنا من الحرب من القصف اليوميا او على مدار الساعه وعلى مدار الوقت، وما بنعرف ننام لا ليل ولا نهار من اصوات الطائرات او اصوات القصف، بتمنى انه يضلهم صامدين في الاحتجاجات ويطالبوا بوقف اطلاق النار. هذا اللي بتمناه، انه يضلهم مستمرين فيه، ويكون لنا دولة فلسطينية كريمة حياة، ونعيش زينا زي اقل، مش زي الدول، زي اقل دولة في دول العالم.
He's saying
هذه
his message is
الامنية تاعتنا.
actually that the main concern for them is not to forget the Palestinian main cause, not only what's happening in Gaza, the main cause. The main cause is that Palestinians are never, they're not, I mean, the occupation is not letting them live as human beings by any means. Since 1948, they try to do whatever strategy. So he wants to make sure that you guys, outsiders, to continue the support all the way with all your strength about first to work on stopping this G-side. Second is to ask for a free Palestinian rights to have their own country with a Palestinian um, full control of Palestinians, where we can live like at least the bare minimum as a normal country is, the bare minimum, so we can have peaceful life again. Because since 1948, we never lived in peace for more than one day.
An excellent question, Pax. Yeah, that is a serious concern. What Abu Anas is talking about, because right now they're hungry, Right now, they're being unalived every day. They're being humiliated, I mean, on a daily basis that we can see. But if that stops and they don't get independence, right, then people are going to stop, people are going to forget. And he's saying, please, please, please don't forget that we are not free. Yes, they stopped unaliving us, but don't forget about the cause. We want to be free. We want to live a normal life just like any other people. That is really, really important. We appreciate you being here while this is happening to us, but please, please, please don't forget about us because the world forgot about us for a long, long time. That's why this happened, right? People were going to move past us. And that's their main concern is once the fighting stops, people are gonna, okay, great, the fighting stopped. Now we can move on to something else. Please don't move on to something else. Please keep us in mind until we're actually free.
Nice. Thank you, Adib. That was, and thank you, Mr. Hehe, as well. Sorry. Wonderful. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. This next question is about honoring his brothers. Um, and by the way, I did send these questions to him before, so I think, so I think that he knows them a little bit. So here's a question. You've shared that you lost three brothers. Would you tell us about one of them, a story, a quality they had, or something you loved doing together? Or you can tell about something about all of them if you want. This is the time to talk about your brothers.
أبو أنس، هذا السؤال عن إخوانك الشهداء الثلاثة. بدها تسألك عن صوتك رايح أبو أنس، بدها تسألك عن إنه شو في، يعني أعطينا فكرة عن شو إشي كنت تسويه مع واحد من إخوانك أو كلياتهم، إشي كان تسووه مع بعض تنبسطوا، شغلة تتذكرها دايما أو بتحب تحكيها للناس، إنه أنت تفرجيهم قديش أنت برضو إنسان طبيعي وإخوانك طبيعيين، صحيح إنهم استشهدوا بسبب الحرب بس بالآخر هم بيحبوا الحياة وكذا. فشو في إشي أنت ممكن بتحب تحكي عنه عن إخوانك أو عن واحد من إخوانك، هيك خبرة تفصيلية عن كيس من هالكيسات، أو شغلة مثلا كنت تحب تسويها أنت وأخوك أو أنت واحد من إخوانك الصغير الوسطاني. فهمت علي صح أبو أنس؟ يعني هلا التركيز على إخوانك. أنت على ميوت أبو أنس.
طبعا اللهم صل على النبي. يعني هذا يمكن أصعب سؤال بالنسبة لي، يعني كان كل شيء بسيط بالنسبة لي، يعني إذا كان لكم صعب لأنه هذه الحقائق إحنا بنحكي فيها يعني واضحة للكل، كانت سهلة جدا بالنسبة لي والإجابة كانت أسهل، ولكن هذا أصعب سؤال مر علي حقيقة يعني، وهذا اللي كنت أخاف منه في أيام جاية يعني علينا. طبعا الحمد لله رب العالمين كنت أنا وأخواتي مش فقط إخوة، أكثر من أصدقاء. يعني كنا تقريبا في أجيال بعض، سنين، يعني اللي سنة سنتين أكبر من الثاني، فكنا إيش زي جسر بنكمل بعض. تمام. كانوا يعني مرحين، بحبوا الضحك، بحبوا المساعدة سواء للعائلة سواء للإخوة. يعني ترعرعنا مع بعض منذ الطفولة. إحنا 8 شباب و8 ذكور يعني بنقدر نقول، ولكن يعني كبرنا وتربينا مع بعض، كل واحد كان في مجال عمله إيش زي، ولكن كان أكتر واحد فكاهي إنه اللي هو أصغر واحد ورقم 3 من الشهداء. طبعا كانوا دائما عشان هم الاثنين أصغر اثنين كانوا فاهمين بعض. كنا لما بدنا نطلع أي مشوار لازم ناخدهم معنا، لأنه كانوا أجواء ابتسام وضحك ومزاح. تمام. حتى الناس الجيران الأصدقاء الأحباب، يعني لو تشوفوا كيف يعني على اليوتيوب أو على التليجرام أو على التيك توك، تشوفوا كيف الناس تعساء وسعداء في نفس الوقت. تعساء لأنه فقدوا هيك شخصيات، هيك فكاهة، هيك أخلاق. كانوا شباب فعمرهم الأول لسه يعني سنهم صغير من 30 ل 32 سنة. كانوا يحبوا يخدموا الناس. كانوا يسكنوا الناس في خيام، حتى لو على جهدهم الشخصي ما كانت تفرق معهم، لأنه إحنا ناس بنآمن بالله، واللي بيخدم الناس أو بيساعد الناس ربنا دائما بتطلع له، لأنه إيماننا كبير بربنا. وغير هيك كمان هم الوحيدين اللي ما رضيوش يغادروا معسكر جباليا شمال قطاع غزة حتى يخرج الاحتلال منها. يعني كنا نترجاهم انه يطلعوا، رفضوا الخروج منها. قالوا يا اما بنسحبوا اليهود، بيرحلوا اليهود من ارضنا، يا اما الشهاده. فاختاروا هم الشهاده، ضلهم مرابطين مجاهدين يساعدوا الناس، يعطفوا على الفقراء والمساكين، كانوا يأمنوا المساعدات يدخلوها للناس يعني برغم الصعوبات والقصف، وكانوا مهددين وفي أي وقت ممكن يختلوهم. غير هيك كمان الكهرب، كانوا يمدوا الكهرب للناس بقدر المستطاع. المياه كانوا وصلوا لكل بيت المياه. يعني كانوا يعملوا شغلات كتيرة، وما أدراك مع عائلتهم الواحد. يعني كانوا فاكهة العيلة زي ما بيحكوها، الضحكة، الابتسامة، الطيبة، الحنان عندهم. يعني ترجم انت الحين. وفي قصة عن أخوي أحمد رحمة الله عليه أبو معاذ، بخرفكم إياها، موقف يعني لليوم الواحد عمره ما بنساها، لا عدو ولا صديق.
So I'm gonna speak, and I think I'm gonna be like summarizing what he's saying. He was talking about a lot of feelings. So he's saying that we as a family, before I lost him, we used to go bridge, with each other, like our connection to each other was like a bridge. If that bridge falls, I mean, we all like we're gonna fall apart. But we're still trying to stand still. But he's saying that when we used to go out as family, uh, the youngest one who just the most recent one that who was unalive, he was the funniest person between all of us. So, and the one before him, which is also the close to youngest, also the same. So they used to bring them with them to the family gathering, or they go out, or they do like a picnic or something, where they really have good, like they are the main personalities, main fun they create, and a very fun environment when they're there. Um, but I mean, we try to stay strong after we lost them, because they used to be I mean, my brothers used to be, like every family. I mean, they left a gap somewhere. So also he mentioned that what did he say? I forgot. He said something that's actually very important.
No,
Yeah,
yeah. Sorry, go ahead. I was going to jump in, but go ahead.
yeah. Go ahead, Adib.
It's, I want to make sure this comes across because the way he said it was really beautiful.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have friends and you say you're not just my friend, you're you're like family. But he kind of turned that on its head. He was not only were my brothers family and we loved each other, but they were also my friends. Like they were my really close, good friends. If you have a sister or a brother that they're not just family, they're also your friend. And that's the kind of relationship he had with his brother. And as Mr. He was saying, the youngest one was the funniest one. And a lot of times they will do things, and it's kind of interesting how sometimes things can be miserable, yet you can still find joy, yet you can still laugh. And his youngest brother was the best at it. And he said he was going to share a story. He's kind of giving you a general idea, but he's answering your question, Pax, in two parts. He's going to tell you a story about one of his brothers, but he just wanted to get across that these guys were truly something special because when everybody almost everybody left Jabalia. They refused to leave. They said, as long as the occupation is there, we're going to stay there, and we're going to help the people that are there. We're not leaving. They want us to leave. We're not leaving. The only way we're leaving is we're leaving sideways. We're gonna stay here and help people until we get unalived. And as you know, all three of them eventually were martyrs, and but they fought till the end. They're the kind of people that keep their word. They're kind of people that cared about their community and refused to leave their community behind while they were occupied. And it's just they were three amazing people.
Thank you. I have
We're gonna
something.
answer. We're gonna
Oh,
answer the second part of your question because your
oh,
question was
oh, yeah.
actually
Perfect.
about a story about one of them, right? And I think it's yeah.
Perfect.
So
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
yeah,
Abu
we
Anas,
wanted
yeah.
to break it up. We wanted
Abu
to break
Anas,
it up.
yeah, exactly.
Go
Abu
ahead.
Anas is gonna say, he said, he said there is a story about one of my brothers actually reminded me, and he's gonna talk about it right now. So that's the second
Perfect.
part. Abu Anas,
معك أخوي.
احكي قصة أخوك.
طبعا يوم من الأيام كان أخوي يعني رجله مكسورة، وكان يعني قبل الحرب تقريبا بسنتين بالضبط. أخوي من الناس اللي
أنا واحد
إيمانهم
صغير
بالله كبير يعني. أحمد
صغير.
بن معاذ أبو الطاقية. الحين بعرض صورته شوية. تمام. طبعا هذا كان معاه ولد وبنتين لسه. تمام. قبل الحرب ب3 سنوات أو سنتين تقريبا، كان ضايل للعيد تقريبا يمكن يومين أو 3 أيام اللي هو عيد الأضحى. تمام. فبيجي في بين الشوارع عندنا على باب البيوت سيارة المي، شاحنات المياه. فبنت صغيرة يعني لسه في أول عمرها تقريبا 3 سنوات 4 سنوات، كانت على بسكليت طالعة من شارع فرعي و... ولا هي تحت السيارة خبط على راسها وماتت على الفور. يعني حملتها أنا بعد تقريبا نقول وأنا في السيارة يمكن مسافة كيلو 2 كيلو، في نص الطريق أخذت نفسها الأخير لورا هيك أو قحت وفارقت الحياة رحمة الله عليها. اللغز
يا
مش
الله.
هان اللغز اللي سواق السيارة. تمام. نزل من السيارة يصرخ ويمعط في شعره ويقول أنا قتلتها أنا قتلتها أنا قتلتها. أجا أخوي بالعكاز، كانت رجله مكسورة يومها، أجا بالعكاز بقول إيش ماله. طبعا أنا كنت حامل البنت وأبعدت عن أخوي عشان ما يشوفش المنظر أو ما يشوفش مين هي الطفل اللي معاي. تمام.
وحد
فيما
الله.
بعد لما سألت فيما بعد لما سألت الأمور هذه، اتفاجأت إنه أخوي رايح يهدي الزلمة بيصرخ وبصوت لأنه قتل طفله وعد حاله قاتل. قالوا أنت لا قتلتها ولا حاجة، هذه أمر الله، هذه ربنا هو اللي جاب لي إياه وربنا هو اللي أخذها. أرجوك ما تصيحش ولا
بنته
تصوت
هاي
ولا تصرخ ولا
هاي
حاجة،
بنته
قول رحمة الله عليها. نعم.
هاي بنته لأخوك اللي اندعست.
بنته، بنت أخوي. يعني شوف كيف أخوي بنته فقدها قدام عينيه، سيارة خبطت عليها، كيف هو ما دل هو اللي ما يتأثر فيها. الزلمة اللي تأثر اللي دهسها راح يواسي الرجال اللي دهس
بدي أسألك
البنت،
سؤال أبو
اللي
أنس
دهس
عشان ما
بنت
أقاطعك.
أخوي.
بدي أسألك سؤال، لما اندعست البنت أخوك أحمد وهو ماشي على العكاز كان عارف إنه بنته اللي اندعست ولا كان لسه مش عارف؟
لا في بدايتها لا، بس لما عرف البنت إن هي بنته راح للزلمة قال له
أوه ماي
ليش
جاد.
بتصرخ ليش بتصوت، هذا أمر الله، هذه أنا يا بختي
يا
أنا، هذه
الله.
عصفورة الجن
يا
وش زي
الله.
هيك. تمام.
يا الله.
المهم بعد يعني ما جبنا البنت وكل حاجة وبدنا نروح ندفنها في المقبرة، دري
طيب.
أخويا أبو معاذ طبعا إجراءات قانونية وشغلات زي هيك، ماخذين الزلمة حاجزينه عسبت إنه ياخذوا أقواله وشي زي هيك.
هيك بسوي
بعتني أنا وخالي رجل كبير وفاضل رحمة الله عليه الآخر، بلغ الشرطة الحكومة، طبعا حكومة الأكش جروب، إنه إذا دفنت البنت وهو الزلمة انتم مش مطلقين سراحه وما يكونش في بيته عند مرته واولاده، مش حخليكوا كويسين، يعني مش هتعامل معكم كويس. شوف
اوكي.
لدرجة وين. تمام. رحت
انا هذا ما
بالفعل
حدا
انا واخوي
هذا الايام هاي ما حدا بيسويها ابو انس، عشان تكون بالصوره. كمل.
لا طبعا طبعا هذا الكلام كله واحنا في المقبرة. بعتني انا واخوي خلانا ندشر المقبرة، نروح نتأكد انه نطلع الزلمة من السجن، وروحناه على داره، وبعدين رجعنا على المقبرة. لما روحنا بعد تقريبا نقول شهر او شهر وشوية، سأل عن الزلمة اللي هو اخوي احمد، بده يطمن على
اه.
الزلمة كيف وضعه وكيف حالته بعد، لانه بعد حاله قاتل وشي زي هيك. اتفاجأ انه الشركة تاعت مياه التحلية فاصلة الزلمة من شغله عشان دهس البنت. قال لهم أكم محطة تحلية، راح لهم بنفسه أخوي أحمد أبو معاذ رحمة الله عليه. قال لهم كم محطة تحلية لكم؟ قال لهم قالوا له 7. قال لهم السبع محطات التحلية بغلقهن واحدة واحدة، وبخلي حياتكم جحيم، ما تعرفوا تشتغلوا حاجة إذا الزلمة هاد ما رجع على شغله، وعوضتوه في الأشهر السابقة اللي قعدتوه. انتم بدال ما تساعدوه وتسندوه وتقفوا معاه وهو بيشتغل عندكم، بتيجوا كمان بتقطعوا رزقه وبتفصلوه، والله
عشان
ما
يعني
رجعوا
هو
على
الزلمه
شغله وكل حاجة.
ما عملها متعمد يعني. والله انه اخوك كبير، والله حركه اخوك كبير.
رحمة الله عليه.
نحكي
فما
له
أدرك في وقت الحرب
قويه
كيف
جدا.
بيخدم الناس وبيساعد الناس.
طيب. This story is actually very, 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 very impressive. So get ready. So, his youngest brother, the last unalived person, they call him Abu Muad. So we use the word Abu, means the father of the oldest son. So they call me Abu Omar because I have the oldest son is Abu Omar. As his brother, his oldest son is Abu Muad. Okay, he's the last. He's the last unalived one, which is the most. As I told you earlier, he was the funny guy that you always enjoy with him. Anyways, so 3 years before the war, 3 years before the war, this brother had a broken leg. It actually was شو بتسمي الجبس بالانجليزي؟ اديب لما يجبسوا الاجر.
Cast on. He had a cast on his
He
leg
had a
because it
cast
was
on
a
his
broken
leg,
leg. Yeah.
and he was using a cane to walk. Anyway, so Gaza is not like a very, not like America. There's a lot of spaces between the houses and everything. So houses have like small narrow areas where people can actually the cars get into it. So sometimes it only fits one car. Anyways, so there was a tank of water. The tank of water is like a truck, but it's a big truck with a tank in the back, driving through a neighborhood to, I think, to deliver water to some house or something. So this girl comes out of the one of these small narrow areas, and he actually hit the brake as much as he can, but he couldn't. The driver couldn't actually stop on the right time. He actually unalived the kid somehow. Abu Anas was on the street at that time, so he carried the girl, and his brother came out of the building, and he said, "What's going on?" And his brother still doesn't know that it was an accident of a girl being crushed by a truck.
Yeah.
And Abu Anas knows who the girl is. Here's the true fact. The girl was the daughter of his brother. So the daughter of
Brother.
his brother.
Yeah. And his brother at the time, it's just real important. He only had 2 kids at that time. Like
Yeah,
basically, he
yeah,
only had two
yeah, yeah,
kids, and his little girl
yeah, yeah.
just got
So
run
he
over.
lost one of. So basically, he lost one of his kids. But Abu Anas knows his niece, but the father still doesn't see him because he's far away. And then the guy, the driver, was really paranoid because it's not a good feeling, because he didn't do it on purpose
Right.
technically, because she came out of nowhere, he didn't have time. Anyway, so then his brother saw that it's his daughter. His brother left Abu Anas carrying the daughter because Abu Anas took his car and took her to the hospital. By that time, instead of him going with Abu Anas to the hospital, he actually went to the guy because the guy came out of the driver came out of the truck, actually screaming, "I'm a killer! I'm a killer! I don't know what I did." He's crying, like I don't. He doesn't like what he did because I mean, he was suffering from the feeling.
He was
And
incredibly distraught. I mean, the driver was. I mean,
exactly,
just imagine you just unalived a little girl. So the
yeah,
driver was incredibly distraught. And yeah, go ahead. Sorry, didn't mean to
and,
interrupt you.
yeah. And then the brother, his, Abu Anas' brother, he actually was talking to the guy to calm him down. He told him it's okay. That's a God thing. It's a God willing thing. God made this happen. It's not your fault. I know you didn't do it on purpose. Take it easy, my friend. Take it easy. So Abu Anas was driving to the hospital, and Abu Anas was like halfway. It was like 3 kilometers away. Halfway to the, going towards the hospital, the daughter was actually unalived at that second. Okay, so they went to the hospital, and the police took the driver, because that's the policy in there. They take the driver for interrogation to understand if it's on purpose or not or something like that. So they took him and put him in jail for that night. And then Abu Anas has an uncle, his mother's brother, and he used to be a well-known person in that area. So his uncle said, "You two, let's go bury the girl." But he told the police, "If you do not release the driver from jail, I'm gonna make a big problem to the police department. So you better release him right now before we actually bury the girl. I'm not gonna bury the girl until I see the guy."
Wow.
Yeah, hold on, the story hasn't ended yet. So they actually did release him, because by law, if you drop down your charges, you can leave basically. Because I'm the father, and I said I have no claim charges against him. Okay,
Yeah.
so they did. Abu Anas, I mean the father did that. I mean Abu Anas' brother. So everything went well. They buried the girl and everything. And then after a month and a half, the driver came to check on the father, because he still feels bad. So he came back and he said, "How are you, Abu Muad? Is everything okay? How do you feel?" I was like, Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. I believe in God. This is just a God thing and everything. And then Abu Muad started asking the driver, "How are you doing? How's your work? How's your tank job, water tank job?" He's like, "No, they fired me because of the incident." He said, "What?" He said, "They fired me because unalived your kid." And then Abu Muad actually, because Abu Muad was, angry, he actually went to the main headquarter of the tank water company, and he said, "If you do not put him back to his job, I'm gonna close all of your manufacturers, all of the stations of water. By the end of tonight, I'm gonna wake up tomorrow, and I have to receive a phone call from the guy telling me that I'm back at work." And they actually put him back to work.
Wow.
It's this is
And we're
Wow.
talking, by the way, we're talking about the guy in the middle, the one that's wearing a cap. That's the one.
That
yeah,
guy. Okay. That's
That's
Abu
Abu
Muad.
Muad.
All
yeah.
right.
So
Allah
so
yarhamah. God bless his soul.
yeah, so this goes back to um love of life, and there's I just want to like to a lot of people that may seem
And
strange.
forgiveness. And a
Yeah,
forgiveness, Hadith. Forgiveness.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
very important.
Forgiveness for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. But it's also about embracing your pain and knowing that pain is a part of life. So if you love life, you have to love pain. And the guy that does a really good job about talking and writing about this, there's actually a viral video that's going around. If you're familiar with Stephen Colbert,
Hmm.
he has a night show, and he used to be on Comedy Central, and he's an amazing writer. He has a few books out, but in one of his books, he talks about, you know, embracing pain as much as you embrace joy. And people find like, why would I want to embrace pain? And the way he explains it, and the way you see it as an example of people who truly appreciate life. Abu Anas was talking about life a little bit ago and how important life is. So when you see somebody get unalived, you would naturally think it's upsetting. But he's not only thinking about his life and his daughter's life. He's also thinking about the life of somebody that just committed a horrific act unintentionally, and what that person is going through. So imagine having to live the rest of your life knowing that you ended the life of a little girl, but on top of that, you lose your job and you're unable to provide for your family. There's already been a horrible thing that's happening. Why make that worse? This is life. Life is going to have pain in it, and embrace the pain and figure out, how not to make the pain worse. And that is the people of Gaza. And this guy is the highest example of the people of Gaza. That's why, because when you hear the story, you're like, what do you like? Didn't he care about his? No, he cared a lot about his daughter's life, but he understood that life is not just joy, life is pain, and our purpose here on life is to help each other go through the pain. And that's what's so beautiful about the story. That's what I got out of that story.
Mm. Yes, that was really good. Wow. Thank you. Um, can you tell him
1
thank you for
minute.
telling the story? It's beautiful.
1 minute.
ابو انس
طبعا في
بشكرك.
يعني للعلم في اخونا الاكبر منا، في اخ اكبر مني بسنة، وفي كمان واحد يعني. طبعا هذا توفى بمرض سرطان. الوالدة توفت بمرض سرطان، والوالد توفى بسبب كورونا في نفس السنة. يعني الثلاث أشخاص من عائلتي، الوالد والوالدة وأخوي الأكبر منا جميعا، توفوا في سنة واحدة. وأخواتي الثلاثة هذول الأصغر ثلاثة أيضا استشهدوا في سنة واحدة.
اوكي ابو انس is
يعني
saying
ضرب قاسية وقاضية بالنسبة لنا.
Abu Anas is saying that you see these three brothers. These three brothers were unalived within the same year, and also 4 years back, his older brother passed away from cancer,
Mm.
and his mom also the same year passed away from cancer, and his dad also passed away from COVID in the same year.
Oh man.
So he lost three 4 years ago, and he lost another three this year. So it's a tragedy for the family.
That
I
is
mean, they
too
lost
much
so many people.
loss.
Yes.
There's something that there's something about how tragic it is that the world doesn't just open up and swallow you up when the worst thing happens, that you have to continue living after you've had your worst day and then another worse one and then an even worse one. That is cruelty, I think, that you can't
Yes.
just,
Yeah, because the world has to keep going. They don't care.
yeah,
Like, this person passed away, you have to keep going. If you have work, you have to keep working.
yeah. All right. Well, thank you. So, uh, the next question is for marginalized people. Most people often misunderstand survival. Um, or I should say, most people misunderstand survival for marginalized people. Um,
What's
what's something
marginalized people? I'm sorry about this question. What do you mean by
oh, sure.
marginalized people?
Marginalized
Yani,
people. Oh, go ahead.
go ahead and that's fine. I was going to say it in Arabic, but if you're going to explain in English, that's perfectly fine. You're
Oh, no,
good.
no, no. You just say it in Arabic. You'll do faster.
اوكي. يعني الناس اللي على حوالي، الناس اللي مش الناس شايفينهم، يعني الناس المنسيين is the best
Okay,
way.
خلاص وصلت
Yeah,
وصلت.
Um,
he got it.
Okay, cool. But yes, so people often misunderstand survival for marginalized people. What's something you wish people understood about your survival?
هلا هي بتسألك سؤال ابو انس، بتقول لك الناس المنسيين اللي مهمشين، تمام، اللي مهمشين اللي هم انتوا الوضع الحالي، شو اكثر اشي بهمك انه تحكيه عشان الناس تنتبه لهدول الناس؟ صح يا اديب ولا غلطان انا؟
مظبوط.
اوكي.
بالظبط ظبطته.
يعني مثلا زي ايش يا براء؟
انا مش كثير فاهم، يعني هو
العائلة
هلا انتوا
أو
مثلا،
بشكل عام.
هلا الا انتوا بغزه اللي الاحتلال بيحاول يسويه انه يخليكم اشخاص مهمشين، صح؟ يعني
اي
انتوا
نعم.
انتوا ناس درجه ثانيه ودرجه ثالثه ودرجه رابعه. يعني اذا بيستشهد منكم 10 مش كثير مهم، بس اذا مثلا واحد بالاحتلال بيموت بفطس، ما بيهتم، بيصير في قصه في العالم. زي لما صار في هولندا، لما المغاربه ضربوا المشجعين اليهود الصهيونيين، عملوا قصه عليهم. هم لسه يعني حتى ما صار فيهم شيء، بس ضرب، يعني ضربهم ضرب، لانهم هم درجه اولى
تمام.
واحنا درجه ثانيه. هذا هو
تمام.
عم وصل.
طبعا يعني بالنسبة لوضعنا احنا، يعني زي حالتنا اللي قصة اخواتي، طبعا هذه الاشياء ما حد بذكرها، انه من عائلة واحدة 3 اخوة عشان بحافظوا على ارضهم ووطنهم وعلى لقمة عيشهم، انه لانه الاحتلال حاول يغتصب ارضهم وياخذ اراضيهم واماكنتهم. هذه طبعا ما بتصلش للعالم، لانه احنا من البداية من الاساس
سوري.
مهمشين من العالم كله. اسم غزة باء أن يمحى من السجل التواصل. حتى أجت فترة على التواصل الاجتماعي أو جوجل أو شيء تيجي تكتب فلسطين أو غزة، هذه يعني ما بقيناش بعض أحيان في عدة مواقع نيجي نسجل فيها نلاقي اسم غزة أو فلسطين، لا بل كنا نلاقي اسم إسرائيل للأسف. ترامب أجى أعلن دولة فلسطين عاصمتها القدس، أجى أعلن بدالها دولة إسرائيل عاصمتها القدس. بحاولوا حتى الأسماء اللي إحنا متمسكين فيها أو هي اللي بتدل على إنه إحنا فلسطينيين، تمام، بحاولوا يسرقوها زي ما سرقوا أراضينا وأراضينا المحتلة في ال48 والضفة. غير هيك عندك عائلات كاملة، يعني في عندك عائلة سالم 230 شخص، نساء وأطفال ورجال، محوا من السجل المدني كليا، وعد على عائلات كثيرة، وهذه الأمور لم تذكر على الأخبار، لأنه الاحتلال يجتهد بكل قوته هو والأمريكان وغير المتعاونين معهم بعدم نشر هذه الأخبار، سواء على اليوتيوب أو على التواصل الاجتماعي، بيتم حذفها نهائيا في اللحظات الأولى. عشان هيك صوتنا واسمنا ووضعنا وحياتنا الصعبة ما بتصل لدول العالم.
So Abu Anas was saying a lot of things actually. So he's saying that the reason why we are what's the word again? Measured? What? Margin.
Yes,
It's
sorry.
yeah,
Marginalized.
marginalized.
Yeah.
Because of the Western media. The Western media does not focus on us as humans. They focus on us as numbers, basically. So he's saying, as an example, me. Nobody knows about my story. That I lost 3 people in the same year in this war. Another story, it's not about me, it's another story of another family. The name of the family, I forgot the name of the family, but they lost 262 members. Basically, they're completely wiped out of the civil office. So this family is not there anymore. Can you imagine? Like, for example, his family is all gone. There's no family in the record. So there's nobody. They're not. The family will never continue after that, basically. So that's never mentioned on media. That's never mentioned in anything. As another example, Donald Trump, in his first term, he claimed Jerusalem as the capital of. Okay, but in reality, Jerusalem is the capital of Holy Land, Palestine. So that's another thing that they keep trying to do. So the occupation actually spends a lot of money and a lot of effort and a lot of research to actually wipe out that from memory. I'll add something from my own opinion. I don't know if you guys know this. So part of the holy area in Jerusalem there are two mosques. Mosque number one is called Al-Aqsa Mosque. Mosque number two is called the Dome of the Rock Mosque. And there are also two churches in there, okay? So this area is called holy because of these, holy areas, because, they're very old. So the occupation has been trying to actually, since since I was a kid, my parents made sure that I know the truth. Since I was a kid, everybody was saying Al-Aqsa Mosque, and they only show the picture of the Dome of the Rock, which is the gold one.
Hmm.
But the real mosque is called Al-Aqsa Mosque. Actually, has a black dome, not a gold dome. The reason why is that because they want to wipe out that from our memory. So when they destroy it, nobody's gonna talk about it. Because they are actually working on under the building for years. They're looking for the Sulaiman. They call it Sulaiman. I think Adib will talk. He has no more about this, but they're looking for something under the Aqsa Mosque. So if they find it, they're gonna destroy the whole mosque and build their own
No, but
thing.
I was just gonna say that is a great observation. I've never really thought about it, but that is a great observation.
It's
They
not an
talk,
observation, Adib. It's not
yeah,
an observation. I used to live in Jordan. I swear, that's in Jordan, and
yeah,
Jordan is actually full of Palestinians. Okay,
yeah.
it's a lot of Palestinians, and a lot of Palestinians in Jordan don't know the difference between Dome of the Rock and the Al Aqsa Mosque. That's why
Yeah.
I did mention it. It's actually a
No,
very
no,
important information. Very
yeah, yeah. No,
important.
I grew up in Jordan, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
But
But that's,
do you
yeah,
know the
yeah. They
difference
always
between
talk
both of
about
them?
yeah, they all talk about Al-Aqsa, and they'll show you a picture of the Dome of the Rock.
That's
Yeah,
it.
unless
They never
unless
showed the
you're
Aqsa Mosque.
unless you're a Muslim and that has been there and prayed there,
No, no, no,
you
no,
won't
no, no.
know.
It doesn't have to. No, no, no. Even Muslims that live in Jordan, Muslims
That's
that
what
live
I'm
in
saying.
everywhere.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Unless you're a Muslim and have gone there and prayed there, you know what I mean? Like you go
yeah.
there and pray there, and you're like, oh, okay, this is Al-Aqsa. Otherwise, if you're a Muslim outside, right, you will think
You're not
that
gonna know.
you're not going to know. That's an excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
My
yeah.
mom and dad actually told me, be careful. This is Dome of the Rock. This is not Al Aqsa.
Yeah.
So I actually was looking online because I had a picture of the Dome of the Rock on my in my in my my room, and I was like, oh, this is Al Aqsa. When I was like 3, 4, 5 years old. And then my dad was like, this is not the Aqsa. It's the Dome of the Rock, and here's the Aqsa. He showed it to me, and since then, I kept going with it. Every person tells me Al Aqsa Mosque, they think it's the Dome of the Rock, which is
It's an
really
excellent.
pissed me
Yeah,
off. It
it's an
does piss
important.
me off,
It's an
yeah,
important
because
thing.
religious wise, the Muslims when they pray, they face Al Kaaba in Mecca, right?
Yeah.
But before Al Aqsa actually was built before Mecca. So that used to be our facing towards Al Aqsa. That's what when Prophet Muhammad first prayed, he actually prayed towards that, and then they changed it to Mecca because I don't know the details, but that's it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Um, yeah, no, that's. I just want to go back to just to make sure to clarify what Abu Anas was saying to your question. He was saying, look, they're erasing what they can erase, and they're stealing what they can't erase. And that the examples that Mr. Hehe was saying, like, okay, Jerusalem was the capital of Palestine. Historically, that was the capital. When it was, when they had a governor there, the capital was Jerusalem, right? So historically, that's been the capital of Palestine. They couldn't erase that, right? So they took it. They said now, nope, now it's the now, like foods, thing like debka, like the dance that the
oh, foods,
Palestinians
yeah,
do.
falafel.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
They claim
exactly.
falafel. They
Think,
claim falafel is theirs.
yeah, yeah. Even though they don't have an F in their alphabet, or in
Yeah.
their standard alphabet, I should say. But that's what Abu
Wow.
Anas was saying
Yep.
is
Yep.
that
How did
what
I
they
never
can't.
notice that
Y-
before? Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah.
Sorry. Sorry, you just blew my mind. But oh my
Yeah.
God, like
Yep.
all the falafel that I've eaten has been a lie.
Yep.
Well, no,
Yeah.
not all of it, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. But yeah, that's important to kind of put in your mind. Look, they're trying to erase what they can, and what they can't erase, they're claiming as their own.
Yeah.
Let me just translate this real fast. ابو انس احنا كنا نحكي اضافه لحكيك انه كيف بيحاولوا يمحوا التاريخ ويمحونا من الوجود وياخذوا القدس وياخدوا. قلت لهم انا ما بعرفش هاي الشغله يا ابو انس، اذا انت منتبه لها، انت تتوقع انت من الجيل القديم تعرفها، اللي هي المسجد الاقصى وقبه الصخره. طول عمرهم بيضحكوا علينا حتى واحنا بالاردن، حتى وين ما كان، بس يحكوا الاقصى، مسجد الاقصى، بحطوا لنا صوره قبه الصخره، وهذا مش الصحيح. الصحيح هي المسجد الاقصى اللي هو المسجد اللي قبته سوداء، صح ولا لا؟
اي نعم صحيح.
فهذا المعلومه ضفت لهم اياها،
طبعا
واديب ضاف لهم معلومه انه كيف بيحاولوا
في
يسرقوا حتى الاكل
في
تبعنا.
شغله اساسيه،
آه.
في شغله اساسيه برا حابب احكي فيها، مش عارف انه باكس حيسال السؤال نفسه ولا
خليني
كيف
اساله
بالنسبه يعني.
خليني اساله اذا عندهم اسئله كمان، بس خليني اتاكد.
اوكي.
Bax, do you have any more questions? Then.
I have one more.
بس سؤال واحد ضايل، دقيقة بس، سؤال واحد.
All right, so here we go.
Because
Sorry.
he wants to say something after we're done from the
Oh, great. Okay, perfect. If you could send a message directly to the people watching this, what would you want them to know?
إذا بدك تبعت رسالة لكل البشر أو الناس اللي عم تحضر هذا اللايف، شو الرسالة اللي بدك تودي لهم إياها الآن؟ ومهمة جدا.
طبعا اول رساله لي انه زي ما حكينا مسبقا انه يعملوا احتجاجات ويضلهم في نضالهم السلمي والحكيم وتعاطفهم مع غزة، لأنه إحنا شعب غلبان وشعب بسيط، وإحنا بدنا السلام وبدنا الحرية منذ الطفولة، ولكن الاحتلال غير قابل لهذا السلام. طبعا كلهم يعني قصص وضحك علينا، وهو ليس له صلة بالإنسانية بتاتا. طبعا هذا جواب يعني احنا بعنينا انه نعيش زينا زي البشر، بكفينا قتل مدنيين واطفال، الاطباء، يعني كل الدوائر اللي فيها للحياة بتم اعدامهم بدم بارد. ويعني صار مئات الالاف من المدنيين بحجة انهم بيقاوموا في الاتش جروب، ولكن للأسف 90% كلهم مدنيين وأطفال وناس عزل وبسطاء، وكل هيتنا يعني شعب غلبان وبسيط ومسامح، وإحنا بدنا السلام ويا ريت يضلهم. إحنا شعب بنحب الحياة، بنحبش المقاومة، ولكن إذا شخص بده يحاول يستولي على أرضنا أو يستولي على شرفنا وعرضنا، هذا اللي بنقفله، لأنه ما حد بيقدر او امرأة بتقدرش واحد يجي ياخذ ابنها منها وترضاله، واحنا زي هيك. تمام. الشغله اللي بدي حاب احكي فيها يعني غير الجواب على السؤال هذا، احنا يوميا يعني كل اسبوع بننزح من مكان لمكان ما يقارب يوميا بننزح في الاسبوع 3-4 مرات من مكان لمكان. طبعا ما فيش معانا أشياء أو أغراض إلا هالشنطة الصغيرة فيها بلوز بنطلون كم من شغلة يعني اللي نستر حالنا فيها، ولكن كل أملاكنا وحياتنا وأحلامنا كلها ضاعت. ما زال لحتى اللحظة النزوح من منطقة جبال البلد، من منطقة الصبرة، من التفاح، القصف ما زال مستمر. كل ما يقولوا انه او يحكوا انه في تقدم لوقف اطلاق النار، بزيد عدد الشهداء يوميا، بزيد قتل الابرياء النازحين في الشوارع العامة من الكواد كابتر اطلاق نار او قصف من طائرات المسيرة اللي ما تسمى طائرة الاستطلاع او الطائرات الحربية. يعني احنا بدنا هذا الدم يقف، وبنترجى كل العالم انهم يقفوا معنا ويحاولوا يعني يخلونا نعيش لو عيشة بسيطة اقل من ابسط دولة في العالم، نعيش حياة كريمة ونقدر نعيش زي الناس ونربي اولادنا ويتعلموا زي هالباقي الدول او زي اولادهم، يعني يعتبرون اهلهم واطفالهم وكل حاجة. يعني ايش الطيب والإنسانية اللي عندهم يعملوها معنا.
اديب لقطت كل شيء انت لانه حكى كثير الزلمه هذا.
ولا يهمك، انا بساعدك.
ذبحني
انت بدك تبدا انت ولا
ذبحني.
انا ببدا؟
ببدا باللي بتذكرته.
اوكي، ولا يهمك،
he's
زي ما
saying
بدك.
he's saying his message is that again we are human, we want to live free, we want to have our countries. Don't believe that we like to be in war. Don't believe that we like to fight. We're fighting because there's no, I mean, there's no solution left. But we need freedom. We need a free country. The occupation has been doing this for the past 78 years, nonstop. We never lived a peaceful life for the past 7, 8 years. And don't believe that the occupation wants peace, because there've been so many times talks about peace, but even when we had peace in the 90s, that's something that I'm adding for my own. That even from the 90s, when we had peace, the occupation was still doing shitty stuff and miserable stuff. Just the idea of, every week we get misplaced 2 times a week. So we're running from a place to a place to save ourselves. We only have one bag, small like handbag that has some clothing for us. That's it. We don't have anything. I mean, what a life is that? Just thinking about not being independent and
Well,
كمل يا أديب.
no. I mean, I liked what he said. He said, not only did we lose our homes, but we lost our dreams, we lost our hopes.
Yes.
Yes, we lost family members. Right now, they're living by a string, really. They're living by a string. Don't believe that we love resistance. It's a lie. We don't love resistance. We love welcoming people. We love life. What this was forced upon us by people that we welcomed. This was forced upon us by people that we welcomed, that we wanted to live within peace, but they wanted us out. And no, we're not leaving our land. That we're being forced to resist for wanting to live in our own land. This is what it's all about. So don't believe that lie. It's important for you not to believe the lie that we love resistance. We do not love resistance. We hate resistance. We want to live in peace. We want our children to be just like any other child. We want to live a normal life. We don't even want to live the best life. And he's repeated that 2 or 3 times during your questioning. We don't even want to live the best life. We just want to live a free life, like the minimum of any free country. Like we don't even want the maximum. We just want to be able to live free and try to pursue our happiness, especially for our kids, who are the most important.
Of course. That's wonderful. I'm going to clip the crap out of that, Adib, just letting you know. Um,
Unfortunately, this has been awesome, but I have to be somewhere at 10 o'clock,
oh,
so
sure.
I will continue to listen, but I'll be driving, and part of it I might lose you guys. So thank you for
It's
having me
okay, Adib.
on, and
Thank you, Adib.
thank you,
Thank
Abu
you.
Anas, and everybody that's participated in this. Mr.
Thank you,
Hihi, you
Adib.
did an amazing job. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you, Adib. Thank you.
Thank you, Adib. I appreciate you. If we could do this more, we could do this. So, but thank you so much for coming. Um, a Skyhack, I don't believe is a mean person. Somebody just blocked Skyhack, and I feel like I know them, but I don't. But if they were being problematic, obviously that's fine. Um, okay, so Abu Wanis had something else that he'd like to say. Is that correct, Mr. Hehe?
Sorry,
Oh, sorry. Abu Wanis said that he had something else that he wanted to say after the questions were over,
I
and so I've
believe
done
I,
the
I
questions.
believe when he answered the question, he actually added the part.
Oh,
But let
did
me
he? Oh,
check. Let me check.
perfect.
ابو انس انت في شيء بدك تحكيه ولا انت اوريدي حكيته؟ Excuse my background by the way. ابو انس تسأل باكس بسألك بقول لك انت كنت بدك تحكي اشي بعد السؤال، بس انت حكيته اوريدي مش هيك؟ مش انت حكيته لما جاوبت السؤال؟ ولاتك ساحب سحبه واحدة. ابو انس احنا مش سامعينك. اعمل ميوت، اعمل ميوت، اعمل كتم.
انا حكيت تقريبا يعني اللي عندي، حكيت انا الجواب اللي سالوه باكس، تمام، وضفت عليه وظيفه النزوح، تمام. بس في جزئيه يعني مهمه وحاب العالم كله يعرف اخ براء واديب والسامعين، انه بتخص المساعدات اللي بتدخل على قطاع غزه. طبعا انا وناشد كل العالم أن يستمروا في دعم غزة بالمساعدات، تمام. ولكن الشيء المهم أنه تصل للجنوب والشمال بسلام، لأنه الاحتلال هو من يريد الفوضى. بدوش إنه المساعدات إنه تصل بسلام للأماكن المخصصة أو تحتاج إلى تأمين، لدرجة إنه أول ما تصل الشاحنات إلى البوابة الإسرائيلية، سواء في زكيم، في نتسريم، في في الأمريكية، في الشاكوش، في أي مكان، تيجي الكواد كابتر، تمام، تقعد تزعج خذوا كل المساعدات، لانه الاتش جروب بخدها لها، وهذا غير صحيح. احنا جربنا مره واحده، تامنت في شمال قطاع غزه وتم توزيع المساعدات على العائلات المتعففه الفقيره بنظام سلس ومحترم، نظام رسائل. كما توجهت أنا، أجتني رسالة منذ 4 شهور لم يصل بيتي أي قرض غذائي إلا عن طريق الرسالة، بسبب تأمين ومساهمة من العائلات وكبار العائلات والمشايخ والمخاتير، هم من وقفوا في تأمين المساعدات، ووصلت بأمان للأماكن المخصصة وتم توزيعها على العائلات الفقيرة. فأنا بطالب كل العالم أنه يقف في الوقف هذا، ويخلي الاحتلال المجرم انه يكف عن التحريض الناس في بعض، لانه
يتعرى،
الناس بتقتل
يتعرى،
انه
يتعرى.
الناس اصلا الناس اصلا بتقاتل بعض في سبيل انه تاخذ الحاجه، لانه هم في امس الحاجه اليها صاروا يسرقوا الامور من بعض. ولكن السبب الرئيسي والاساسي اللي هو الاحتلال، ما بده تدخل المساعدات بنظام وباحترام وباخلاق وتصل لكل بيت عن طريق رساله او شيء زي هيك. بالعكس، بيطلعوا بطياره الكواد كابتر، بصيروا يزعقوا خذوا المساعدات، اهجموا عليها، فبتصير فوضى. عشان هيك 80% من البيوت ما بصلها لا أكل ولا شرب ولا حاجة، في ظل الأوضاع الصعبة وازدياد الفوائد اللي هي عمولة المال وغلاء الأسعار. يعني الوضع صعب جدا جدا عندنا في قطاع غزة، وخصوصا في الشمال. آه، فبدنا بنناشد جميع دول العالم بالوقف في ضخ المساعدات بقدر المستطاع.
So Abu Anas was talking about the aid. The main point that he wants to conclude with is the aid. He wants to share the reality about the aid
Hey,
because
Mr.
I think
Hihi, just a really quick second. I just want to say I'm super glad that he's sharing about that, because I was thinking, oh crap, I should have asked about the aid. So I'm so glad that he said it. So
yeah,
thank you. Please
yeah.
go for it.
بتقول لك ابو انس شكرا كثير انك حكيت عن المساعدات، لان هي نسيت تسال السؤال، فهيني انا بشكرك. Anyways, so Abu Anas was talking about the aid. So for people to know from Abu Anas's situation, he's gonna tell you what he sees with his own eyes. So it's not true. It's not true that the government in Gaza is taking all the aid to themselves. That's not true. No. Why it's not true? Because he received a text literally like 3 days ago from the government and from actually the organization. Is not related to the government. It's the government gave it to some other people to take care of it, and now it's under their responsibility. It's actually the main heads of the families. We call them the Mukhtar. We call them the Mukhtar. It's actually like a governor, but on a smaller scale. So these people, they take care of it, and they text people saying, "It's your turn. Come pick it up." So he went and he picked it up safely. But the occupation knows that people are in need of food. That's why when they have the U.S. checkpoints when they have the aid, they know that they're gonna come. They're gonna come in numbers, in big numbers, and they use these quadcopters with their mics and saying, "Hey, go! The aid is here, so go, run, so you can get your own." So the occupation does that just to make sure that people are actually in numbers, so they can start analyzing them in a way, and they can, and when there's a big crowd, people can kill each other somehow, so they can get their own aid. That's why it's so dangerous. And so basically, Abu Anas was saying, please spread the message about the aid. We need aid because the prices of transferring money, exchanging, and raising up, it's going really up and high and expensive. So the aid, that's the aid issue. So it's not true about what you hear, but there are some rebels and gangs that does that. They attack the trucks and take it, and they start selling it for high prices. That is there, but what they say that the government of Gaza taking everything. He said that's not true because I've seen it, and he says that there is a lot of organizations in Gaza that actually do the contribution, spread the aid to the people, especially the needy people, the most needy people. So yeah.
Great. I was also wondering if you could ask him to mention what happens to the people with the aid when it comes from the idea.
What was your question again?
Could he explain what happens when people pick up the aid from the table from the IDF?
بتقول لك ابو انس شو بصير بالمساعدات مش في ناس بتروح بتجيب مساعدات اللي على اساس انها من الاحتلال شو بصير فيهم هذول الناس؟
طبعا قبل دخول المساعدات يعني ومعهم امر احنا حكينا في البدايه بتجمهروا الناس بتجمعوا لأنه هم بيسربوا أخبار للناس عشان الفوضى تضلها تعم لكل مكان وعدم دخول المساعدات بسلام. بيسربوا أي أخبار عن طريق سواء الشاحنات أو العملاء أو أي خبر إنه سيتم دخول مساعدات مثلا على الساعة الثانية بعد الظهر. تمام. الناس بتبدأ تروح تتوجه للمكان اللي بيسمعوا فيه من الشارع. طبعا هو بكون تسريب الاحتلال ليعم الفوضى. قبل ظهور الشاحنات أو تحرك الشاحنات طبعا ما بتكون بين للناس، الناس بتكون تنتظر. بيجي الاحتلال ومعهم أمر كما تحدثوا على قناة هارتس أول أمس، وقرار رسمي وشخصي يعني معتبرة ورتبة عالية جدا. قال بالحرف الواحد: نحن نقتل الفلسطينيين الأبرياء ونحن نعلم أن ليست لديهم سلاح، وهذا بما يسمى بمساعدات أمريكية يتم إعطاء القرار من رتب عالية جدا جدا. يعني بقتلوا الناس حتى المصاب ما بقدروش ينقذوه، لأنه في لحظتها بعد إطلاق النار عليهم فورا بدخلوا المساعدات عشان ما يتمش إسعاف ولا إنقاذ أي أحد سواء شهداء أو مصابين.
So as we said earlier, the occupation will kill all the people who ask for the aid, analyze them, because they know that they're going to come in big numbers. And they claimed it on TV that it's going to be huge, that we actually don't care, and we actually kill people. We actually kill people. Actually kill people for that reason. I'm sorry, my kids are getting on my nerves.
That's all right. I think this is I'm just about done here as well. I'm kind of running out of brain. But could we just ask one more question, which is, what is the best way to support Abu Anas?
ايش احسن طريقة يا ابو انس ندعمك فيها ماديا؟ Now أبو أنس gets shy. احكي يا أبو أنس، احكي صوتك رايح. ما في مايك.
I mean, give
ما
him
في.
money, obviously. It's going to be money. I'm just telling,
I
it's
did that.
spoiler alert.
Yeah, I did that. That's what I said.
Yeah, all right,
أبو
perfect.
أنس
Well, yeah.
افتح
But also,
الميكروفون.
I do know that Abu Anis, when he gets money, in order for him to have access to it, it has to go through someone else that takes like 47 to 49% of it. And so whatever you give him, imagine it in half, and that's what he gets. So please keep that in mind. Oh, Madukes will explain it.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
that's
knows.
why he's pointing at me.
Oh, sure, sorry. Oh, pointing at you. All right, I thought he was pointing at he threw. I got you.
Yeah. So for everybody, I've been putting it in the comments, so we know. So Abanis and I have a spot fund, Elaine. It's like GoFundMe, but it's better, right? We have a spot fund me. The link is in my bio. It's also in a bio of his, but I need to move it over to this one that he's on right now so everybody can see it. So Spot Fund is the easiest way to support him because it's very easy for the user to donate and it is easy for me to transfer the money quickly. GoFundMe takes 3 to 5 business days. Spot Fund Me is in 1 day. We also have a PayPal. And so if you don't want to donate through the donation link and donate straight through to PayPal, we have a PayPal. And I think that link is also in his profile, but I can put the email address. I don't know what that says, like Spot Fund. I don't know what that means. So it's either PayPal directly or through Spot Fund are the easiest ways to support him, and he gets the majority of the money. Yeah, Eileen, it's right in the link's right in my profile. So if you want to look at my profile, it's right there. And anybody else that does fundraisers for anybody in Gaza or anything else, Spot Fund I think is the best. So either PayPal, Spot Fund, it goes straight through him, and the easiest way to get it to him, and the most percentage that he'll get from it. There is a small percentage that we have to pay when we transfer PayPal to PayPal for him to get the money, and then he also has to pay a commission fee to get the actual money once it goes through our account. But it's better than TikTok because TikTok takes such a huge percentage of the TikTok gifts. It's like 60 or 70% of what you guys send him. And then from his account, we send it to our PayPal. So then it starts a whole nother process of the commission fees. So the TikTok gifting is fun and it's great, but they just know that they're not getting and he's not getting exactly what you're sending. So again, the Spot Fund is right in my bio. It's in my bio. It's in his bio on one of our accounts. I have to look, but I will also add it to the account he's on right now. And just a shameless plug for him. Please follow his account. Okay, this account, Abu Anis North Gaza. There's another one, Abu Anis Jabalia Camp. Those are the 2 accounts we use the most. And we are live every single day, somewhere between like 12 p.m. Central Standard Time to like, the latest I think I've opened is late in the afternoon. We'll say somewhere 12 Central Standard to like 2. And then we go for hours, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hours. So every single day we are live and you can follow us. You can talk to Abu Anis and learn more of his story and hear what's truly happening on the ground in Gaza. Adib comes to our live. Pax joins sometimes when he's able. He comes. There's some people in the comments that come, Maria and Amira. So you will see familiar faces there. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Madukes. Yeah, it's a cool community. And it's fun to get that we live in the future and we can know people in completely different places and completely different perspectives. Wonderful. So I thank you so much all for coming. I am out of brain cell. So Abu Anis, love you, brother. And
أشكرك في
everyone.
بحرارة.
Oh, sorry, what?
No, I was translating
Oh,
what
you're
you
just
just
telling.
said.
Oh, yeah, gotcha. Okay. And also, thank you so much, Adib, Mr. Hihi, and
You're
Madukes.
welcome. Anytime.
I'm so grateful that you were able to be the bridge between me and Abu Anis. He's one of my favorite people on any timeline. So,
قلت لك أنت من المفضلين لدي يا أبو أنس.
Thank you. طبعا أنا برضو إلي رسالة يعني أولا بشكر باكس على الثقة العالية وإنه سمحت لي أحكي بكل حرية. طبعا هذا إشي كان عظيم بالنسبة لي، طلع اللي في داخلي، خلاني أرتاح يعني رغم المعاناة في الأجوبة اللي كنت أعنيها، ولكن بتريحني شوية نوعا ما. وبشكرها وبشكره وبشكر جميع الحضور والأصدقاء. طبعا أنا يعني صح إنه الحرب هذه صعب وشرسة ودمار، ولكن بحمد الله على وجود الحرب اللي عرفتني على الأصدقاء وأحباب اللي أصبحنا عائلة واحدة. تمام. ولا كان إحنا كنا مكفيين نهائيا، ولكن بسبب الظروف القاسية والحرب الشرسة المدمرة القاتلة هي اللي عرفتنا عليكم جميعا. وأنا بشكر حضوركم جدا، وبشكر باكس جدا 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 على اللقاء الشيق، وأنا جاهز لأي لقاء وأي استفسار، ويا جبل ما يهزك ريح.
Abu Anas is saying thank you very much for giving me the chance to actually talk about my story, talk about my detailed story, even though it does remind me of some grief, but it does also release. And thanks to all the friends that supports me, and thanks to everything that you guys been doing. And if you have any question, anybody, I'm ready.
Wonderful. Also, I do want to say I have a Substack that where so I just made a post of Abuana's a text version of his story that he wrote. And
Really?
it is so I'm on Substack as Pax Shirley, Paxshirley. And my most recent post is something from Abuanas. So if you want to share his story, it's also got his pay links in there and stuff like that. If you want to share that with people that are readers versus, watchers, then that's good too. So thank you so much, translators. Thank you so much, chat
Of
and
course.
Moddukes for modding and for my mods, and to all of you. Thank you so much. I hope to do this more.
Yeah, you should. You're doing good. Actually, your questions are right on the spot, so keep going.
I will. All right. Thank you all. Love to you all. Peace be upon you.
Yep, thank you.